A quick disclaimer before we begin. The videos on this channel are designed for people who are brand new to Magic the Gathering. Because that is the case, I have to tailor my dialogue and my language to cater to those individuals. If you're thinking about writing a comment in the comment section below, please write it in a way that's easy and simple to understand so that those new players can learn just as much from you as they do from me. A couple of weeks ago, I received a message from someone in my Discord asking for me to create a series where we go over the mindset necessary to build commander decks in specific color combinations. In the first video of this series, we went over the color combination white and red, the Boros color combination. And in today's video, we're going to go over the Mardu color combination, which is white, red, and black. By the end of this video, you'll know how to build a Mardu colored commander deck so that when you sit down and play, you'll have an effective deck that gives you a really good chance at winning every time you play. Before we begin, a huge thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel. I genuinely appreciate it. Just keep in mind that if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you can subscribe, and it's just a really quick and easy way to say thank you to me for making these videos. If we could summarize in one sentence what the white and red color combination essentially is asking you to do, we say, how do I slow the game down so that we can win the game as fast as possible? When we add the color black to that sentence essentially reads, how do we slow the game down so that we can win as fast as possible right now? The color black in Magic the Gathering has an immediacy to it. How do I do something, but how do I do this now? The color black in Magic the Gathering is very powerful in my opinion because it does almost everything that every other color does in Magic. Black will allow you to draw cards. Black will allow you to destroy creatures. Black will allow you to control the game. Black will allow you to gain life. Black does many things. The black twist on those things, though, is that, like I said earlier, there's an immediacy to the color black. So it does something and it does it fast, where if there's something that I need removed, it's going to be removed now. Oh, you're going to draw a card, discard that card. Oh, I need to gain 30 life right now, so I'm going to do this. Oh, I need to generate a ton of mana, so give me a ton of mana all at once. Oh, there's a card inside my deck that I want. Instead of me drawing and hoping that I draw into the card I want, no, I'm just going to grab it and put it into my hand right now. When we're building a Mardu commander deck, it's going to be just a Boros commander deck. You're still thinking about it the same way, where how do I slow the game down so I can win as fast as possible? So in the Boros video, we say that what we're essentially looking to do is to create a situation where I put my opponents in a position where I slow the game down so that I can get to a point where I build a board state where I attack or I do something, and then my opponent has one turn to respond to what I'm doing. So in other words, let's say I hit my opponent for 11 commander damage, knowing that 21 points of commander damage knocks a person out of the game. You essentially then pass the turn and your opponent has one turn to respond to what you're doing. And if they don't, you'll hit him again for another 11 and then they lose the game. Now, that's best case scenario inside the Boros color combination. But because we're adding the color black to this color combination now what we're doing is we're creating that moment even faster than we were before. Because if I hit someone for 11 commander damage, yeah, that puts one player on a 2-turn clock. With the color black, we have cards like Tainted Strike that can give a creature infect. So that 11 damage that I dealt before, now if I hit someone for 10 infect damage, you automatically lose the game. So it increases the ability to say like, no, I'm not going to have to put you on a 2-turn clock because now I have you on a 1-turn clock. So in other words, when you're building your commander deck, you should be able to look at your cards and say, these are the white cards I'm using to control the flow of the game and to slow the game down, to make it a bit like oppressive. Or in other words, there's a term in Magic the Gathering called stacks, or in other words, just removing resources from your opponents and making the game play slower, essentially. So you should have a pile of cards that do that in the white color combination. You should have a pile of red cards that are going to buff your damage or are going to allow your creatures to attack instantly with abilities like haste. And then you're going to have a group of black cards that help you to get to those other cards much faster, whether you're playing an enchantment like Necropotence, which allows you to draw a ton of cards almost instantaneously. You can play cards like Tutors, and honestly guys, like there are some Tutors that cost 2 mana to play that allows you just to pay 2 mana and grab any card you want from your deck and put it into your hand. But Tutors that cost 4 mana are just as effective in a casual setting. So you just want a way to take a card that you want inside your deck, put it into your hand so that you can play it. And that way, instead of waiting to draw into your win condition, you get to your win condition incredibly fast so that you put your opponent in a position where they're just KO'd. You just knock them out of the game. Essentially, when you're building a Mardu commander deck, you're looking to build a board state that just allows you to one-shot people from the game in 1 turn. And then you'll pass, and then your opponent has a turn to respond, and if they don't respond, you one-shot another person. And then that person passes, and the next turn goes, and then you one-shot that person. If you would like to learn more about what it means to run the color white and red as a commander deck, all of that information is definitely going to help you to understand this video a bit more, so I highly advise that you go watch that video. And if there's another color combination you'd like to know the mindset of in the future, you can let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make another video just like this, okay? So always remember, eat healthy, okay? Work out every single day, and most importantly, you gotta believe in yourself. When we talk about believing in yourself, like how does a person get to a point where they believe in themselves? You know, I feel like that's just a very generic statement. Every person in life deserves respect, I think. That I don't care who you are, in reality, every person deserves a basic amount of respect, regardless of the things that they've done or who they are as individuals. And as an individual, like you being yourself, like you have to decide what is or what respect means for you. The only person that can decide what respect is for you is yourself. In other words, the relationships you have in your life, the friends that you have in your life, you have to be able to look at them and say, oh, this person treats me the way that I want to be treated. And look at the people that may not be treating you the way that you want to be treated. The reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people in life, you know, when I'm working with my clients and I'm coaching individuals, a lot of people have friends, family, co-workers in their life that treat them in a way that lacks respect. When you allow relationships in your life to exist that lack a foundation of respect, you let people walk all over you. And when you're in that place, essentially, because you're allowing it to exist, you're telling yourself, I lack worthiness to be respected in a way that is comfortable to me. I had a teacher tell me one time, it's one thing to be disrespected by a family member, And it's a whole other thing to be disrespected by people outside of your family. Your family is something that you're born into. Like you can't, I don't control that. It just happened, right? So dealing with disrespect inside your own family is unfortunately something that you just have to live with and learn to overcome, understand, and respect, because there is a power that has placed you there that is out of your control. Outside of your family, you have the choice as an individual to decide to be around specific people. In other words, what I'm saying is, if you're dealing with a group of people outside of your family that are causing you to feel disrespected, you as an individual have to speak up and let them know in whatever way is comfortable to you that this lacks acceptance to me, that I as an individual am not going to sit here and allow you to speak or treat me in that way. And based on their reaction, you're going to have one of two things happen. They're either going to laugh at you and continue to act in the same way, or if they truly care about you, they'll change. They'll respect what you're saying, and then they'll change their attitude and they'll be different. Unfortunately, in most cases, they just laugh at you. They, they won't care what you're saying. And in those cases where people disrespect people and they lack the awareness to sit back and self-reflect on the things that they do, and they lack the ability to walk forward and apologize for any of the ways that they may have trespassed against you, whether that's disrespecting you as a person with their words, whether that's disrespecting your time as an individual, you have to look at them and say, is it even worth it to have this individual in my life? Because earlier I talked about family, but that's your family. My teachers say there's nothing you can do about your family. Like, they're just there and they're always going to be a part of your life because you share the same blood. People outside of your family don't have that blood connection. So even though these situations may still hurt emotionally, you have to be able to look at people and say, like, this is unacceptable, the way that you're talking to me or treating me. So I'm just going to act like you don't exist. I'm going to remove you from my life, because the way that you have shown respect to me I should be able to show no loyalty to you if this is the way you're going to talk to me, if this is the way you're going to treat me, if this is the way you're going to respect my time. Why do I have to do anything towards you? So if you have people in your life that disrespect you and disrespect your time, remove them from your life. Stop talking to them. And it doesn't mean that you never talk to them ever again, because if they reach out to you and apologize and own up to the things that they've done and ask for acceptance, and they reflect enough to become a different person and treat you differently, then welcomely open them back into your life. It's fair. They understand the situation now. However, if they lack that ability to self-reflect, that means that they're just treating you like a punching bag, and no individual on earth is deserving of being treated that way. I think everyone on earth should be respected. So, or at least it's what I'm taught to believe. All I'm saying is that by cutting people out of your life that disrespect you as a person, in other words, the people that make you feel bad, don't be around people that make you feel bad. You'll notice that when you remove those people from your life, and even if it means that you're completely alone, right? Eventually you may find other people that don't do that. When you do that, what you're doing is training your inner voice. You're training yourself to believe in yourself, to think thoughts, create actions that are aligned with your thoughts, so that you can then feel more confident in the things that you're doing. believing in yourself, you know, respecting yourself, so that as you go forward in life and you go into new situations, you trust your intuition. And regardless of the scenario that you find yourself in, you know that you'll be able to take care of it, because you'll know that you have your own back. And when you have your own back and you can respect yourself, there's nothing you can't do in life. You can accomplish literally anything. But the first thing you have to do before you can do any of that stuff is just say, I believe in myself. All right? Peace out, people.